Did you know that 40 to 60% of the world's population doesn't have an inner monologue? Meaning, when they think, they don't actually have like a linguistic chain of thoughts. They don't think in terms of, having like a debate in their mind, like weighing up pros and cons. They don't think in terms of language. They just kind of have gut instinct, and they literally cannot think in terms of like a line of dialogue. And I've never really understood this, and it's actually kind of scary to me that this is the case. Like, how do you actually make any decisions in life if you can't reason things out in your own mind? Like, how do you just go through life where everything is just this reaction to what's going on around you? Like, it's such a weird and foreign concept to me, because I'm guessing, like, just by like the content I make, I'm guessing a lot of you guys are in the boat of people that have an inner monologue. You kind of think things through, and the content I make is very wordy, right? So it's kind of like I'm kind of like self-selecting my audience here to have an inner monologue. But the at least about half of the world's population literally don't think about stuff. What the fuck? Like, it's not this like tiny minority of people. It's a sizable amount of people that, when interviewed and asked about this, they say, yeah, I don't think in terms of language. Like, I just have feelings or instincts, and that's it. And there's even like an extension of this, I think it's called aphantasia, where people can't picture anything in their mind. So like, they can't, people literally say they can't remember what their parents or their children look like. They know the attributes they have, like, oh yeah, this person has brown hair and like they're this height, but like they don't have a picture in their mind. They can't imagine what their own family looks like. So they only like remember, oh yeah, when they see a picture. What the fuck? Like, I have no idea how people like this function, but like they do. And like the crazy thing is, like, I've heard people like say in their own words and kind of describe like what life is like without an inner monologue, and they kind of like it's such an alien frame of reference to me. So like, let's say we go out to buy some milk, right? Like we have a thought, oh yeah, we need to get some milk and we need to make it last until Saturday, and I'm gonna have some friends over, so maybe I'll get like 2 bottles of milk. So like, we have this kind of like dialogue in our mind, right? For them, they leave the house without any plan, and they have the feeling, the instinct to go to the car, and then they have the feeling or instinct to go to the grocery store. And when they're at the grocery store, then they have the instinct to get the milk. Like, I'm not making this up. Like, this is like how they would describe it, right? So this is just like such a strange, like, how do you plan things? Like, how do you compartmentalize things in your mind? Like, a lot of things in life can't really be sorted out very well just on instinct. Like, there's a lot of like abstract concepts and things to worry about in life that doesn't really come down to just having a gut feeling about something, right? So like, how do I relate to someone like that? I don't think I can. And have you ever like had a conversation with someone and it always feels like you're walking on eggshells to not like, not disturb them or not offend them? I think these are people that don't have an inner monologue. They can't like compartmentalize, bad information or things that are like negative on face value, because all they have is a negative reaction to it, right? Or a positive reaction. So like, if you talk about something that's a bit nuanced, they like, all they have is their first reaction, their initial reaction to it, right? Which is discomfort or offense. So like, you can only really like talk to these people about surface level things. Like, you can't bring up anything that's actually got a bit of nuance to it. You kind of just have to keep the conversation at a level where it's just talking about sports and the weather, right? Because I always have that feeling with some people where I just know, like, if I speak about something like real, like something that like I'm actually thinking about, they're just gonna get offended. Like I can't speak to them about anything except surface level small talk, right? Otherwise, we're gonna really quickly discover that we dislike each other, right? Like they can't get past the offense part. I kind of feel like that's partly why, you know, people in like looks maxing are very much misunderstood, right? Because, you know, a lot of like the information we talk about is like offensive on like face value, like within like the millisecond you hear it. But then, like, you know, for us, and at least for me, like I can only really speak for myself, you know, it's actually massively beneficial. Like all of this information about hypergamy, the importance of looks, and so on, kind of gave me the impetus to, you know, make some meaningful changes in my life and improve my quality of life. But for a lot of people, I'm guessing people that don't have an inner monologue, you know, they hear this information and like they can't get past the "I'm offended" reaction. Like that's all they have. Like they can't like pass this out in their mind and like, you know, and like take nuances from it, right? All they hear is, oh, this makes me feel bad. Okay, then it is bad. I don't like this person and you're wrong. That's like how they react, right? So yeah, I think like quite a few of people watching this can kind of relate to this, where, you know, you meet people that don't have an inner monologue and it's almost impossible to relate to them. Like you can't really talk to them about anything. It's just such a, and the thing is, right, they get annoyed at us and we're annoying to them. Like I'm sure to like someone without an inner monologue, it seems like I like to just meander and waffle about things that just are totally irrelevant, right? Totally irrelevant to them. And I probably seem kind of cold. Like why am I not caring about this person's feelings, or why don't I care about other people? So they would get annoyed at me and I'm annoyed at them. So it's kind of like, you know, if you're someone that doesn't have an inner monologue, and if you're someone that does have an inner monologue, you know, the best you can hope for is just to like make small talk and say goodbye, because that's like the best outcome, right? I think like this is like the real, you know, the real factor that splits humanity apart. Like I don't think it's race. I don't think it's religion. I don't even think it's politics necessarily. Like, you know, it doesn't really matter if someone, you know, comes to the conclusion that, you know, Trump or Biden is good, if you don't relate to them in having thoughts and having like a, you know, an inner dialogue in your mind. And I kind of feel like it's a scary place to be, to not have an inner monologue, because like how do you like come to a, you know, a correct decision where, you know, instinct isn't the real important factor? Like, you ever see those like cases where someone just like kills someone in a spur of the moment in like some mundane street altercation? I gotta imagine that's a person that doesn't have an inner monologue. Like they just had the instinct to do it, and only when like they go to like prison, I guess, does it like you know, does it like really hit them that, oh shit, I fucked up. But like in the moment, I guess they don't have this debate in their mind about like consequences and so on. So they just like do something, you know, as a spur of the moment. Isn't that crazy? Like, so like, yeah, like these, I feel like it's pretty fucking dangerous. Like you can't really trust yourself. You know, you're kind of just at the whims of whatever your initial reaction is at any given moment. Like I'd be kind of scared if I was, you know, if I didn't have an inner monologue. Because I'm sure I'd do something like kind of fucked up, right, at some point. But then again, like if I didn't have an inner monologue, I wouldn't be scared to begin with, right? Like this is all just, you know, this is just my brain talking, you know? So yeah, and I don't even know how to end this video. I just thought it was kind of interesting to talk about.